Hey guys, it's Alex from GEARGreviews, and today we're talking about Haze. Alright, Haze is a PS3 exclusive from developers Free Radical, and if you didn't know, they're popular for the GoldenEye 64 game on the N64. But today we're going to talk about Haze, and as in Haze, you play as Sergeant Shane Carpenter, and you work for this private organization called Mantle, and they have their own private army, and you work for the army. And you're sent into some country, they don't tell you what it is, and your basic job is that there's a rebellion, and you have to kill all the rebels. But Mantle, to keep their hounds from not acting out, they give you this drug called nectar. But from a gamer standpoint, nectar doesn't really do anything. It makes you see a little farther and makes your enemies glow up like they just ate a shitload of glow sticks. But other than that, that's basically it. I mean, they could have put more that Nectar did, like make you faster, like in Crisis or something like that. Now, the plot of this game is just extremely simple. It's nothing more than what a kindergartner could have wrote. It's basically you just kill the other side, and that's it. Even when you switch sides, that's still all you do, and you really only go from following orders blindly on one side to following orders blindly on another side. And it really just doesn't feel good. It's a stupid plot, you know? They could have come up with more shit. And the whole twist that you switch sides, I mean, it would have been decent if the developers wouldn't have revealed it whenever they released the first trailer. Anyway, it's sort of this game was really disappointing for me because the trailers got me really psyched about this game. They made it look so cool, and I just couldn't wait to play it. And then uh, it's just a disappointment. I Some nitpicks, well, they're not really nitpicks, but some things that I'd like to address is that the driving in this game is horrible. Whenever you have to drive, just get ready to run into lots and lots and lots of objects. Also, the flames in this game, the fire, especially with the flamethrower, it just looks terrible. It's just not acceptable. Not even for a PS2 game. It's just not acceptable. It's just terrible. The graphics overall, I mean, if you're like looking at one of your friends that you're playing around, it looks okay, but in the distance, like the backgrounds, it just looks like cardboard cutouts. And it's way too easy. If there's no bosses, I might have already said that, it's just too fucking easy. There's also a lot of problems with the distances and shooting. A lot of the times, I mean, the AI just seems broken. Like, if you see an enemy and he's a little bit away, and you try to shoot him, it won't work. It's like you have to cross an invisible barrier or something before you can shoot him, and then once you cross that, they all fucking pounce on you. It just doesn't seem like the AI is very intelligent at all. Also, whenever you switch sides and stop working for Mantle and start working for the Promise Hand, the whole nectar thing and the powers and shit like that, you lose it, which is understandable. But they don't substitute it with other powers that you get for being on the Promise Hand. It's just like you just lose that shit, and that's it. Unless you count getting a knife. And for me, the funnest part of the game was when you would just sneak up on Mantle Swords and stab them in the fucking back, and then they turn all red and go fucknuts ballistic and kill everybody. That was really the best part. And that little thing that you can do if you're the Promise Hand and you like sneak a grenade underground and it's like a mine, and if they walk over it, it explodes. I never used that in the game except for that one scene. There's like one part in the game where you absolutely have to put them down. It's just sort of unnecessary. They could have made it cooler, but they didn't. Like, if you would have thrown it and then the grenades would have like buried underground, that would have made it so much easier. But it takes like 30 seconds to bury the fucking grenades, so you're just like, why? Why would you want to take your time and do that? Because this is a high action shooter. You get action a lot, so you don't have the time to be sitting down and planting fucking grenades. That ain't right. You should just be able to throw them and then they turn into mines. But nah, they decided not to go with that idea. Overall, Haze is just really, really mediocre. And if you really like have to play it, like you really want to just see for yourself, then rent it. It's a rent because it's really short and really easy. It's just sort of pick up and then in a couple hours you beat it. And that's all I can say for this time, but Gear Game Reviews gives this game a 2 out of 5. If you have any requests or something to see us review more games or the games that you want to review, send us an email at GEARGreviews@live.com. I'll see you later.